Thank you so much for your willingness to help us with Dining in the Dark, presented by Heartland Council of the Blind. Every year our attendance grows and our need for you, our blind dining guides, increases. This event is about you and helping others understand life from a blind person's perspective, as well as to experience what it's like to enjoy a dinner that you can't see. We hope to equip you with some ideas and tools to help you keep the dinner fun and informative for your guests. We want you to feel confident and comfortable, so this event is enjoyable for you too. You are the most important part of this experience. We have incorporated input from 3 blind people into a situational script so that you can gain some perspective on how things might go. We encourage jokes, ad-lib, and interaction in general. These are just suggestions. Every blind dining guide will use their own experiences and methods. Let's begin by introducing ourselves. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marcy, and I'll be your blind dining guide tonight. I promise that no matter how apprehensive you might be, dinner tonight is not going to be nearly as awkward as the other kind of blind date. That's because I'm here to help things flow smoothly and to answer any questions you might have. We want you to have fun and learn a little bit about what it's like to accomplish daily tasks, like eating, without sight. You can do almost anything without sight. Sometimes you just have to figure out a different way to do them. Make sure they feel comfortable and aren't panicking. Remember, they aren't used to not being able to see. So, how are you feeling right now without being able to see your surroundings? Does the background noise bother you? Do you feel dizzy, closed in, disoriented? Don't forget the introductions. I'd be interested in hearing who has joined us tonight. Would you please introduce yourselves starting to my left? Be sure to reassure them about clumsiness. Maybe relate with a story from your past when you've spilled. I'm going to tell you right now, don't worry about spills or dropping food on the floor. Believe me, I've made a few messes and the world didn't end. And neither did my dinner. We all make mistakes at times. You just have to learn and adapt. There are some tricks. Always keep your hands on the table when you're feeling around for your fork or drink because you're less likely to spill or knock something over. If anyone spills something, just raise your hand and one of our spotters will assist in solving the problem. Remember, if you need assistance or if you feel unsure about something, please speak up. I'm here to help you. No one here can see, so we have to use our voices to be noticed. There are no dumb questions. We recommend the clock method for referencing where things are on the table. We will use a clock as a frame of reference to help give you an idea of your surroundings. You have a salad directly in front of you near the edge of the table at 6 o'clock. Feel free to locate your salad. To the left of your salad at about 9 o'clock are your forks. Remember to start with the outside fork, the one farthest to your left, first. Your knife and spoon are placed to the right of your salad plate. To the right of that, you should find your coffee cup. At the top of the plate to the right at about 1 o'clock, you should find your water and/or iced tea. Going back to the top of the plate and to the left at about 11 o'clock, you should find your dessert fork and just above that, your dessert. Either chocolate cake or mixed berry cobbler. Yum! The salads might have large pieces, which you will need to cut. I usually cut from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock a couple of times, then rotate my plate a quarter turn to the right and cut again at the same 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock angle, and repeat as necessary. Then I will run my hand around the perimeter of the plate to check for pieces hanging over. Humor is good, even if it's cheesy or silly. Be sure to help guests identify the items on their plate. You now have the main course in front of you. Going back to the clock analogy, your brisket and barbecue chicken are at 6 o'clock. Your roasted potatoes are at 10 o'clock, and your baked beans and/or corn pudding are at 12 o'clock. Remember, you can use your fork to locate items on your plate or test the texture of the food. To cut meat, I take my knife and fork and explore its size and shape. I then place my fork toward the right side with some room and make a moon-shaped cut around my fork. From there, I repeat this motion from right to left. If you're chasing your food around your plate, you can manage it better with a small piece of your bread used as a pusher. Just push your food onto your fork with the bread. Then you have the option of eating your pusher or just leaving it on the plate. To get a refill or waiter assistance, just raise your hand. If you need to leave the table for any reason, stand up and someone will come to assist you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. That's it. Eat up! You now have the tools to enjoy the experience of eating without sight.